Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Shilpy, and today we have a quick flow to just move our body with an intention of spending some time with ourselves, especially on the days when you feel you're really busy. And that is when we exactly need to set just some time apart from ourselves to revisit an intention, to just revisit this connection we have with our body. So directly when you're ready, today we will be starting in a forward fold at the front of our mat. If you know that you like to use blocks in your practice, feel free to grab them, keeping them at the front of the mat. And when you're ready, just come into a forward fold. And as and when you arrive today, you can grab your opposite elbows. So kind of like having a more of a ragdoll kind of shape. So just swaying yourself side to side. Maybe gently start to bring your awareness to your breath. Using our breath as an anchor to bring ourselves to the present moment. And in turn, using that to set an intention for this practice today, to set an intention for yourself. And it doesn't have to be anything huge. So I invite you to think about any word, any syllable, any intention that comes to your mind naturally. And if nothing comes to your mind, maybe we will work with this collective intention of just spending some time with ourselves, of finding movement in our body. When you're ready, start to find stillness at the center of your mat, allowing your hands to fall heavy. Gently tuck your chin to chest, one vertebrae at a time. Start to roll yourself up into Tadasana, mountain pose. As and when you arrive, roll your shoulders front and back. Inhale, extending both the hands up to the ceiling, palms facing each other. Exhale, gentle twist to the right. Slowly release your right hand down, left hand up and overhead into a baby back bend. Maybe even allowing your chest open, gazing to the ceiling. Exhale as you come back to center in that twist. Keep on gazing forward, this time reaching your left hand to the front. Bend your left knee generously, releasing your hands down on the mat or on the block. Exhale, gazing up at your right fingertips. Start to open up your chest a little bit more by bending your knee generously. Inhale in. As you exhale, release your right hand down on the mat or on the block, shifting your weight in your right leg this time. Inhale, extend your left leg to the back side of the room. Inhale, knee to your nose, round your back. Exhale, extend. Inhale, round. Exhale, extend this time. Step your left leg back into a lunge shape. Tap your left knee down and take your toes. Inhale, extending both the hands up to the ceiling, palms facing each other. Just stay here for a few breaths, finding some awareness in your hips, finding some awareness in your spine. Inhale, cactus arms, open up your chest. As you exhale, start to bring both the hands over to the front into an arrowhead, maybe joining your palms together. Inhale, articulate your spine, cactus, gaze up. Exhale, arrowhead with your hands. Inhale one more time, cactus your hands, open up your chest. Exhale, arrowhead to the front. This time as you release your hands down on the mat, kick your left leg behind you, rainbow arms, taking your left hand all the way to the back side of the mat, right hand up and overhead, coming into a baby rock star, gazing up. Exhale, slowly sink your hips down, coming into a half baby, half straddle, walking both the hands to the front. Now just taking some time over here, observing your breath. Again, having this intention of moving our body with joy. Can also mean just having our awareness in the now. Just using your breath as an anchor if your mind starts to sway in some other direction. You can stay here or maybe start to walk your hands over to the right side, as close to your right inner thigh as it feels good. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center. This time walking both the hands over to the left side and maybe using that momentum to lift your hips off your heels, bringing left knee at the center and extending your right leg over to the back side of the room, coming into a modified tabletop inhaler. As you exhale, tapping your right knee outside of your left knee, cross your legs, maybe widen the distance between your ankles and sink your hips down, coming into Baby Cow Asana, maybe releasing your forehead on top of your knees. Just walking your hands away from yourself, imagine your legs are tied like a shoelace. Right knee at the bottom, left knee is stacked on top of your right, inhale in. Exhale, start to walk both the hands over to the right in your own capacity, and this time using that momentum to lift yourself up into a tabletop facing to the back side of the room. Inhale as and when you arrive. We'll start to take a couple of cats and cows. So inhale, arch, gazing forward. Exhale, round, chin to chest, eyes to navel. Inhale, arch, gazing forward. Exhale, round, eyes to navel. Continue to move like this on your own for a few more times. Maybe start to find some spinal waves if that feels good to you right now, creating more of a dynamic movement. Just observing how amazing it is just to be able to move our body at our own space, at our own time. And even if we don't have an hour or two to practice, it's completely fine. Thinking more about the quality of our practice rather than the quantity of the time that you spend on your mat. One more time, wherever you are. Gently start to come back to your tabletop this time. Tuck your toes, lift your knees up, downward facing dog. Inhale, slowly roll yourself forward into a plank, shoulders and wrist in one line. Inhale, this time lift your right leg off the mat, bring it outside of your left heel, sink your hips down, point your left toe up to the ceiling, wild thing preparation. Inhale, exhale, push your hips off the mat, squeeze your inner thighs together, allowing your right hand to be extended away from the center line. Imagine you can reach your right fingertips all the way down to the mat. Squeeze your inner thighs together, squeeze your glutes in. Exhale, find your balance. Slowly come back to center, three-legged dog, extending your right leg up to the ceiling. Inhale, knee to your nose, step your leg forward in between your hands. This time, tap your left knee down and tuck your toes. Inhale, extending your right hand over to the front, taking a big arm circle, extend your hand to the back side of the room. You can stay here or maybe lift your left heel off the mat, grabbing your foot from the outside. Keep your right knee at the center if it feels good, bringing your left heel to your glutes, breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, kick your foot to your hand, heels to your glutes. Staying here for another breath, maybe twisting slightly more, gazing over your left shoulder or your right shoulder. That's it. Slowly come back to center, releasing your right hand down on the mat. Tuck your left toe, left knee up, gaze forward. And gently step your leg forward, coming into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, one vertebrae at a time. Once again, rising up, extending your hands all the way up to the ceiling, palms facing each other. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, baby back bend on this side. Release your left hand down, right hand up and overhead. Squeeze your glutes in, maybe gazing up. Exhale, come back to your twist. This time, keep your gaze forward. Keep on reaching over to the front. Bend your right knee, releasing your hand on the mat. Gazing over your left shoulder. Big breath in, open up your chest slightly more. Exhale, release your left hand down. Shift your weight in your left leg. Extend your right leg to the back side of the room in that supported warrior 3 shape. Inhale, knee to your nose. Exhale, extend. Knee to your nose. Exhale, extend. Tap your right foot down in that lunge, right knee down on the mat. Inhale, extending both the hands up to the ceiling, finding Anjane Asana. As you catch your breath, in your next inhalation, start to cactus your hands, squeeze your shoulder blades together, gazing up to the ceiling. Exhale, making a big circle with your arms, arrowhead to the front, maybe resting your chest on your quads. Inhale, extend your hands up, articulate your spine, cactus your hands, gazing up. Exhale, arrowhead to the front. Inhale, cactus, open up your chest, chin away from yourself. Exhale, arrowhead to the front. Slowly release your hands down on the mat. This time kick your right leg behind you. Rainbow your arms, bringing your right hand to the back side of the room. Extending your left hand up and overhead. Baby rock star, gazing up. Exhale, sink your hips down. Half baby, half straddle, extending both the hands over to the front. Just catching your breath over here. Just observing, where do you feel stiffness? Maybe sending your breath to that area, to that space. If this is enough, you can stay here, or maybe walking both the hands over to the left side. Inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale, come back to center this time, walking both the hands over to the right side, simultaneously lifting your hips off your heels. Kick your right knee to the center, extend your left leg to the back side of the room, coming into this modified tabletop. Inhale, arch. Exhale, tap your left knee outside of your right knee, widen the distance between your ankles. Start to walk your hands to yourself, sink your hips down on the mat. Inhale, when you're ready, allow your hands to walk away from yourself, maybe bringing your forehead down. You can bring your forehead on your knee, or maybe keep it hovering somewhere in between. Maybe you're completely all upright. I know that is fine. Just start to find length in your spine in your own way. This time, left knee is at the bottom, right knee is stacked on top of the left. Inhale, lift your chest halfway up, walking both the hands over to the left. And as you walk your hands to the left, use that momentum to lift your hips off your knees, coming into a tabletop facing to the front. If you don't get this transition in the very first few times, it's fine. It just comes with practice. Inhale once again, gently arch, gazing forward. Exhale, round, chin to chest, eyes to navel. Inhale, arch, gazing forward. Exhale, round, chin to chest, eyes to navel. Inhale, arch, keeping the same shape of your spine. Tuck your toes, press your knees up, downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting your heels, roll yourself forward, coming into a plank. Push the floor away from yourself, lift your left leg off your mat. Now gently tap your left foot outside of your right ankle, sink your hips down, wild thing preparation. Inhale, exhale, lift your hips up, squeeze your inner thighs together, coming into a wild thing, extending your left hand up and overhead. Big breath in over here. Exhale, find your balance, come back to center, three-legged dog. Inhale in. Exhale, knee to your nose, step your leg forward in between your hands, gaze forward. Slowly tap your right knee down, untuck your toes, extend your left hand over to the front. Big arm circle, gentle twist, extending your left hand behind you. You can stay here if this is enough, or maybe lift your right leg off the mat, grabbing your foot from the outside. Inhale, kick your foot into your hand, open up your chest. Exhale, heels to your glutes. Inhale, kick your foot to your hand, heels to your glutes. Kick your foot to your hand, heels to your glutes, staying here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release your foot, bringing both the hands down on the mat, taking your right toe, right knee off the mat, step it forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. This once again, grabbing your opposite elbows, ragdoll. Inhale this time, taking your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, simultaneously sink your hips down like you're sitting in a chair. Keep on reaching your hands down, as if you can touch your knuckles on the mat, chin away from the chest, gazing to the front. Inhale. Exhale as you stand up, shift some weight in your right leg, bringing your left knee to your chest. Place your left ankle on top of your right knee, creating a figure four shape. Sink your hips down in that figure four chair. Inhale in. Exhale, stand up, extending both the hands up to the ceiling, bringing your left knee to your chest. Inhale. Exhale, take your hands like wings, extend your left leg back, this time coming into a little bit modified warrior three, pointing your left toe to the back. Exhale, release your hands down, step your left leg back. Inhale, extend your right leg up to the ceiling, bend your knee, open up your hips. Stay here or drop your leg behind you like we did before. Sink your hips down, wild thing preparation. Inhale, squeeze your inner thighs, lift your hips up into wild thing, extending your right hand up and overhead. Exhale, find your balance, come back to center, three-legged dog, right leg extended out to the ceiling. Inhale, this time take your knee to your right wrist, release it down into a pigeon pose. Left knee down on the mat and take your toes. If this is enough, you can stay here. Catch your breath. Maybe walk your hands on your blocks or gripping it on the mat, bring it closer to yourself. You can stay here if this is enough, or maybe lift your left foot off the mat. You can grab it from the inside. Now pointing your right toe to yourself, you can stay here if this is enough, or like we did before, bring your heels to your glutes. Maybe point your left fingertips over to the front. Inhale, kick your foot to your hand. Exhale, heels to your glutes. Kick your foot to your hand. Exhale, heels to your glutes. One more time, inhale, kick your foot to your hand. This time maybe hook your foot into your left elbow crease. You can stay here or maybe rotate your left hand, point it up to the ceiling. You can stay here or extend your right hand up. Try to grab your left wrist with your right hand in your own capacity. Coming into a mermaid variation of a king pigeon. You can stay here or maybe start to square your shoulders a little bit. Lift your chin away from the chest. Maybe finding a gentle smile on your face. Because mermaids do smile, right? Catch your breath over here, inhaling in. Exhaling out. Inhaling in. Exhaling out. When you're ready, extend your right hand on the mat. Release your left foot, extending your left hand down on the mat. Readjust your pigeon as and how you like. Slowly from there, start to lower yourself down on your right forearm, then on your left forearm. Inhale, allowing your chest to open up as if you are in a Sphinx. Inhaling in. Exhaling out. One more breath, inhale in. Exhale out. Continue to stay here. This is enough, or start to walk both the hands to the front of the room, away from yourself, maybe bringing your forehead down. Just shifting some awareness in your right hip this time. One last breath. As you exhale, walking both the hands below your shoulders, take your left toe, left knee off the mat, extending your right leg back, three-legged dog, inhale, and releasing your leg down, downward facing dog. Once again, roll yourself forward into a cobra, this time option for a chaturanga, and take your toes, cobra or up dog, gazing up, exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, gaze forward, walk or hop forward, coming into Uttanasana, forward fold. Staying in your fold, taking your hands behind you, maybe opposite index finger on the top. Now keeping your thumb at your lower back, bend your knees generously like you're sitting on a chair. Inhale. As you exhale, start to extend your hands away from yourself, lifting your chest off your thighs. Finding some opening in your shoulder blades, pushing your hands down and closer to the mat. See if you can sit down a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale, stand up, bringing your right knee to your chest this time. Take your ankle just above your left knee, sitting in a figure four chair. One more breath over here. See if you can sit down a little bit deeper. Inhale, stand up, right knee to your chest, extending both the hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, warrior three, extending your hands like wings, point your right toe behind you. Slowly release your hands down, step your right leg back, low lunge, extend your left leg up to the ceiling, three-legged dog. Inhale, bend your knee, open up your hips, stay here or drop your leg behind you, coming into a wild thing, squeeze your inner thighs together, try to reach your left hand as close to the floor as possible. Find your balance, come back to center, three-legged dog. Inhale, bring your knee to your left wrist this time, tap it down on the mat, right knee down, untuck your toes, find your way into a pigeon. You can stay here if this is enough for you. Maybe bringing your left hand to the center. If you would like to go on, point your right toe up to the ceiling, grabbing your foot from the inside. Stay here or bring your heels to your glutes. Point your right fingertips to the front of the room. Inhale, kick your foot to your hand. Inhale, heels to your glutes. Kick your foot to your hand, heels to your glutes. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale as you allow your leg to go away from yourself. This time you can hook your right foot at your right elbow crease. You can stay here if this is enough, or point your right fingertips to the ceiling, extend your left hand up as well. Maybe try to grab your right wrist with your left hand, coming into a mermaid pose. Close your eyes and just observe all the tiny sensations that you feel in your body right now. See if you can push your right hip slightly closer to the mat, maybe square your shoulders. Actively kicking your right foot in that elbow crease to find even more opening in your right side of the shoulders. And rather than dumping your weight in your lower back, see if you can find some lift from your navel, from your chest, even lifting your chin away from the chest. One more breath in over here. As you exhale slowly, first release your left hand. Then release your right hand, right foot down on the mat. Readjust your pigeon as and how you like. When you're ready, extending your left forearm down on the mat, right forearm down on the mat. Close your eyes. You can stay here if this is enough for you. Maybe start to extend your right hand over to the front, left hand over to the front, bringing your forehead down on the mat. When you're ready, walking both the hands below your shoulders, lift your chest off your mat, take your right toe, right knee up, extend your left leg back, three-legged dog, and release, downward facing dog. Just shake out your head side to side, bending one knee at a time. Just observing how this movement made you feel. Maybe revisiting your intention of creating joy through our practice, creating joy through whatever it is that you choose to do for yourself today. When you're ready, just tap both the knees down on the mat, Untuck your toes, hips to heels, child's pose. Just allow both the hands to fall sideways into more of an embryo shape. Maybe palms facing up as a gesture of letting go. You know that when we make time for ourselves, no matter how small it is, it can really shift the energy of our intention for the rest of our day, for our evening, wherever it is, that we are able to just set aside this time for ourselves. When you're ready, just walk your hands to the front, cross your ankles, find yourself into a comfortable seated position. You can keep your eyes closed, maybe taking one hand at your heart center, other hand at your lower belly. Inhaling in. With some sound, sigh it out. Inhaling in. Sigh it out. And if you have time, I invite you to maybe sit with yourself for the next 5 or so minutes. Just using your breath as an anchor. In turn, using that anchor to bring yourself to the present. And maybe taking this time to set an intention for yourself for the upcoming season. Maybe visualizing your life, visualizing what it is that you really, really want. And know that you can do anything that you put yourself, that you put your mind to. So you can do anything that you can visualize, that you can imagine and dream in your mind. And thank you so much for joining me here for your practice. I hope to see you next time. From my heart to yours, Namaste.